Hey, yo. Streamer was definitely prepared and not almost late. See? His lights are on. Huh? Uh-huh. Look at that. I mean, he's not currently waiting to log in. I don't know. What are you guys talking about? Hey, Rex, Azzy, Ferret, Nash. Oh my gosh. How you guys doing tonight? And Kane, I see you snuck in that first. You can see my little journey I was taking. Have my white mage minion out, leveling up Conjurer. Level 20, I mean, what? Who is this man? He healed a dungeon? And by that, I mean he did like a level 15 dungeon and had to heal like a couple times. Yo, Iron, thanks for the resub, dude. 7 months, Jesus. We've known each other for so long.
Julio, hi.
Late years early for tomorrow. Thank you, Ferret. You know, it's good. It's good. Oh, you're having some curry cane? Hell yeah. Wife and I had a potato hash today, which was delicious. Good, nice chicken sausage cut up into it. It was fantastic. Easy unicorn mount. Do you get a unicorn for being a white mage, Chilled? If so, then yeah, easy. You know, I was hoping for something a little bit more upbeat, and I was like, you know what? I want to listen to Tsukiyomi's theme because I did the video for her today, and I just needed to. You need to eat? Hell yeah, Nash! Enjoy your food. Take out green curry. Ooh. I want to kill the background music. Oh, was it really loud? Ooh. But sometimes audio is difficult. Love the spice. Wait, you need to eat, but you don't need food anymore. I'm not sure what that means, but if you have eaten food and you're healthy, then that's good. But just a normal quest that appears at level 30 Conjurer. Really, it just kind of pops up out of nowhere. I would never have known that. Yeah, I imagine the Tsukiyomi background music was weird. Getting the audio on YouTube to come through on stream is ridiculous. It's always way too loud. I had it at like, what was it at? Yeah, this was the volume of the YouTube video, almost at the minimum, and it was still going crazy. Alright, but yeah. That's where I were, but it looks like you're kind of, yes, it's time to play Vol 3. Yes, it is, Sylvest. If you guys want to, like, play with me and you're on a different server, a couple minutes, I can wait to play with y'all. Oh, there's Iron. I'm assuming you want to play tonight, Iron? Oh no, Nash, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. You don't need food to be eating anyway. Sounds like me. Sounds like something that I do constantly. What is this little cat pose you're doing? I mean, but yeah, definitely. Friends list. Where are you, Xander? Xander man. Malevolence? I mean, it does look kind of malevolent, I will say. Got ready for work so you have your fun? No problem, Rex. I hope your work night's good. You're on Orborn currently in China? Oh, sad, sad, sad. Rex, a big delightful ball of hair disguised as a person. Oh, me? Yeah, I'm a little bit untamed right now. I got that mountain man look going, Zunsu. It's a little bit intense. I'm trying to groom my beard so it's more pointed, but it takes time for it to groom correctly. Did the Hilburn quest today? Oh, I really need to do that. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but then I don't. Which one in Ferret? Hell yeah. Let's see if I can remember what your name is in game. Was it Luna? It's Luna Blackfang, right? Unga Munga Bango Burr, yep. Oh, 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 oh. Monkey Man. Luna, yes! Look at that. I got your name down in chat. I got your name down in game. Big brain Talal today. How long does it take to brew, Rex? That's really cool. I need to know how that turns out. All right. So we got 3 tanks. So if someone wants to change. You want to do tank or dragoon? Oh, Luna's going to heal. Okay. Rex, please. I don't need the bear gun, please. I'm sorry. So it looks like that's what we got. Does anyone else in chat, last call before I queue up, want to do the Vothri dungeon with, or trial with me? Because it's going to be great. This is really intimidating, by the way, Iron. I gotta say, dude, this is really intimidating. Especially with, like, the dark lipstick. Kind of got that, like... Here, let me pull it up. You remind me of... If I can get it to load. Jesus. You remind me of this image of Kefka. Right now. Very creepy. Take a while to log in and DC swap? Yeah, probably be a bit of time. God damn it, that emo Iron. I'm gonna have a ball right for your sister's wedding. Oh, congratulations to your sister. Oh my gosh. Oh. Honey, we've been together, what, 6 years now? Yeah. Yeah, we've been married 6 years now. Yo, Abyss, what's up, dude? Dude, your art, man. Your art has been going crazy. I love it. Like, oh my gosh. People dropping their art in the Discord makes me so happy, and you are incredibly talented, dude. Alright, so it looks like we got our group. I'm going to queue us up for Crown of the Immaculate. Damn, she doing all right? She's doing just fine. Thank you, Zootsu. I mean, we've been together for 14 years now. She is my Final Fantasy of 14 years, after all. Well, while we're queuing, though, how's it been going for y'all? It's been a couple days since I've seen you, so how's everyone's life been going this week? I'm only working 1 day this week. I took the last couple days off, working tomorrow, and then I'm doing, I have a doctor's appointment on Friday, so I'm taking that off, too. And I was happy to finally get the Tsukiyomi video out. I've been editing through streams. I mean, look at this. I have this many streams in my backlog to edit through. I'm like never gonna catch up. I'm doing a video a day as well. It's crazy. Ooh, there we go. All right, let's do this. Ready for the weekend? I imagine. Your job sounds pretty demanding, Iron. Mentally, especially, because doing the same thing over and over again. Doing, like... Why can't I think?
Are you so determined to die? One last chance, villains! Bow down and acknowledge your king! Your god!
Oh, he's got like a little booby face. He's got like a little booby face. So like I was saying, having to do the same thing all day, every day, like working on a production line, that sounds hard. Realm Razor. I also do love how his name is Innocence. It's a bit ironic. Been playing some Minecraft? Hell yeah. I've actually never played Minecraft, which might be, how do you phrase it? Horrifying to some people. Oh, Azzy, I missed your... I'm so sorry. I missed your message, Azzy. I didn't see that you wanted to play. You got lost. You got dono wall by my chat. I know.
Fine, fine, if you refuse to die.
I'm actually pretty stoked to try some of Monster Hunter, because you guys have been hyping me up all the pictures in the Discord. Hey Ness, how you doing, dude?
Receive of me my blessing and rise higher!
That's fair, Rex. I mean, just having people on the side to help me out with Monster Hunter starting out would be awesome. Even if it's not, you know, carrying me.
Suffer, suffer, suffer! Suffer and know your folly! Damn you! Why do you not fall?
Because you're pretty easy. I'm hoping you have like a phase 2 or something.
Why? It burns! It burns!
Oh yeah, getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh man, when I heard the news. And it's like also under like sketchy circumstances too, which is weird.
What is this?
Ah. Oh, got blasted back. Yo. Oh god, he's got like spines. Yucky. Oh, he's like Aunt Mildred from Harry Potter.
The light surges within me!
Ugh. Yeah. Oh.
This is the passion of my ascension.
Come on, why couldn't he have stayed gross?
I shall embrace this trial.
Why is he hot now? Foffery shouldn't be allowed to be hot. He's hot as hell? Oh no, he's hot? Yeah, I'm saying. Why? This is illegal. He shouldn't be allowed to be hot. Foffery shouldn't be allowed to be hotter than me. I know it's easy, but come on. Come on, Rex. Don't tease me for dying to a monster. He'll only be hot for a few minutes. Yeah, and then he'll be dead. I will have killed him. My guys, just stand back here with me. It's not even like... Unless, like, I'm not damaging him from back there, which could be a thing. Apparently, during the Omega fight, I was attacking the wrong version of Omega. Supposed to be hitting the female instead of the male. And I didn't. Is it going in a little circle? Oh, it's cute. I almost died because of it. At the moment made you like Shadowbringers Nest? I mean, it's pretty good. I know, Shadowbringers has seemed pretty amazing so far. Oh, I knew that you started off rocky with it. Sword wings are incredibly sexy. I mean, swords themselves are sexy, and then sword wings? Like, how can you get better than that?
Your reckoning comes!
Wait, really? You can get his sword wings on your wall in your house? That's awesome. Yeah, if I ever get a house. Oh, hey. I died. Don't know what killed me. I guess maybe she does like an AoE when one of the spirits come back to her. That would make sense.
I shall excise the sin of your existence.
Oh, that's good, Ness. I was worried for a while about you having COVID. It's rough stuff, man. I'm glad you feel like you're getting over it. I was lucky in that I didn't have any, I didn't have long COVID when I had it. It was just, you know, COVID for a bit, and oh my god. And then I recovered. That was cool. That was a really cool attack. So it just pays to be in the outer ring, because then you have an extra little second to travel.
Know your place.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming. Hey, whoa, whoa. All right, and it goes in a circle around him. All right, remember, don't steal limit break.
Atone with your life.
Dude, this is so cool. This fight's great. Hey, Kane, I see you on the floor over there. Oh, I can res again. I forgot I could res. We did those extremes where I couldn't the other day, and I forgot that I was a res mage. I could have res you at any point, Kane. I'm so sorry.
Know your place.
Know your place.
Atone with your life.
A lot of you just died. What just happened? A lot of you died. He was doing an attack and then he died. Va3, you don't deserve to be hot, so I took it away from you. We're here too! Hello, Va3. You were all powerful, and then we killed you. I'm gonna go back through chat for a second, see what I missed. Yep, I missed Azzy there. Ugh. Man, I'm so sorry, Azzy. I must have, like, looked away from chat to cue right as you were typing. Getting pretty good so far. I don't think I missed much. You went back to leveling? Oh, okay, Azzy. Oh no, he's hot. Oh no, he's hot. He's hot. Oh god, he's hot as hell. Yep, I'm through that part of the chat. 4 days for you for COVID. Yeah, I mean, luckily that's the case. If it just stays that way. My wife had like a chest cough for like a month afterward. Once you're done with main Shadowbringers, you can tell you why you do hate Cannon. Oh, you switch over to Monk now, Nest. I didn't know. That's awesome. I know my wife was doing that for a while. You were a smooth brain and forgot about the line stack? How could you, King? Oh, Stellar, thank you for the follow. What brought you to the stream today? Misty got a delivery here for the cutscene, though. Hey, Sayanin, how you doing? You forgot he was handsome? Not handsome enough to make me forgive him. Almost. Almost forgive him for the cannibalism of the poor. Not hot enough, though. Had to be there for that, but I'll be lurking while I finish catching up. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've heard Better Call Saul's been pretty good. You assassinated the party? That's fine, man. You know, the party didn't need to die. Leveling Summoner? Ooh, I've heard Summoner is very fun. Work done? Nice. All right, Reen. Oh, before I say, thank you guys for doing the dungeon with me. I realized I didn't thank you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for doing the dungeon with me. That was awesome. Howdy. Howdy to you, Stellar. How'd you find this little corner of the internet? That'd be your favorite live action over Breaking Bad? Wow. Is that Fothery? I see. How did he get so... never mind. It's finally over then. Now, that will return to all of Nordbrand, bringing salvation to both of our two worlds. With suggestions? Well, I'm glad they suggested me. Oh, can I have your pronoun, please? I'll make sure I don't misgender you. I'm also assuming that you play Final Fantasy, considering you came to a Final Fantasy stream. So how long you been playing? Oh, we have a movie time, guys. Is this our first Shadowbringers movie time? That's because Iron's awesome. Oh, he's alive.
Am I cast down? But it is you who are the villains.
Sorry, Vothry. Playing for a long time. I play over on Crystal. Oh, an RPer, perhaps. I've heard Crystal's an RP heavy area. What jobs do you play? It's a dumb question for people who've been playing a while because it's always all of them. But do you have like a comfort one you go to?
Father told me that I am hope. I am righteousness.
So he's got daddy issues too? Well, wasn't the cannibalism of the poor enough? You also have to have daddy issues?
That is why I was born. As man and sin eater both.
He was born. Interesting. I thought he would just become a sin eater from consuming so much of the male, but was he was born a sin eater?
I kept the people safe. They respected me. Worshipped me.
Among this RP heavy? Oh, I thought I've heard that Crystal was. Not RP, you play Reaper and Dragoon a lot. How is Reaper? It looks really, what's the word for it? Hot Topic 2006? But it does look really fun to play. You start Monster Hunter World again? Sweet, we're actually making our character tonight after we do some Final Fantasy. On Cactuar? I wanted to get on Cactuar. I was this close, but when I started, it was so full. It was so full. Balmung's the center of ERP. Ooh, ERP. Wink.
How can this be? I should be the one looking down at you.
They're playing very sad music for something that's not sad. Yeah, like the violins going crazy.
Help me. Damn you. I am your god.
Well, I'm gonna drink your light like a Capri Sun. Sunny D would have been better. I could have said taste the power of the sun. God. Son. Stupid. Ain't no wink when it comes to Balmug. Well, sheesh, maybe I should go head over to Balmug. I mean, I got server travel. It's sad, just not for you. Fair. He's very sad. So this is the final one, right? And now I'm gonna explode with all the light energy in me, and then Arbert's gonna come and save me? I'm assuming, anyway. Do I not know some things it's do? I feel like he definitely had a choice in what he became. He chose to believe he was a god.
The sky.
Chose to believe, you know, that he was in the right. But I'm assuming I don't have his full story yet. Oh no! My head! Am I getting a Vothri pass right now? I'm saying it right here, I refuse to feel bad for this man. You can't make me.
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me.
Okay. Already starting off good with a real douchebag entrance. I saved them. What do they care about dying?
I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry.
Does any of you guys have a spare 1,000 points to throw around? Because you could redeem to see this beautiful dog right now. She's itching to be on camera. Make me stretch? Thanks, Nest. Oh. I wish you guys could have heard that. It was like 6 pops in my back. Show off the pub. There we go, Shine. Come here, Belle. Come here. Oh, here she is. Here's the dog. My little Belle. Oh, God. She smells like a good dog smell. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but there's a picture in the Discord of her at a bath, just completely soaked. She did not have fun. When you're born into a position and have never known any different, would you think that's a norm? Yeah, I mean, you may think it's the norm, but critical thinking is a thing. I mean, just because someone is in a bad situation doesn't mean they can't learn and form their own opinions and thoughts. It is a decision. You got 17.7k. How long you want to hold the dog? What, you saving up for that VIP, Rex? I think there's actually a cooldown on how long I can do the dog. Oh, you know, John, that's a good point. I don't know. I think everyone always has a choice, in my opinion, of choosing to be good or bad. Because otherwise, it just removes the concept of agency from the world. This is a heavy topic. But just, in my opinion, I think that you always have a choice in life to choose between what's good and what's wrong. And just because you've been raised in an area where being wrong is okay, critical thinking is a thing. You can see that other people are in different positions than you. Started rich, asked for a rich loan, got rich. Small loan of $1 million. You're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
I guess in this case, it would be turning people into sin eaters, grinding up their bodies to make food to enslave a populace, and then eating them yourself.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded
I
by
wonder who that
fools.
is. An Ascian? Who could it be?
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion.
It's
But I
Sexy
come bearing a
Grandpa!
proposal.
Welcome back, Sexy
One
Grandpa!
that will ensure the longevity of your
Oh
reign.
my.
But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a light warden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being, a king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
Or again. Until now, where I killed your son. Sorry about that. Hey, it's his dog.
Amazing. Before my Vothri, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line shall be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
And by that, you mean the tiny little pocket that's left alive. That one.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions.
You know, how do they pick their noses with these fingers? You just like stab up in there. Come on.
Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
My head! Every time that happens, it reminds me of the Kingdom Hearts 2 intro with Roxas. The restoration at 76%.
Are you all right?
Yeah, definitely.
Say something.
I never have said anything in the past. Out loud, so.
12 for Fend. He cannot contain the light. He's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time.
It would be funny if Rianjo was like, I actually didn't. I just said that to shut you up. Gonna head out, man. You gotta get up early for a job interview tomorrow morning. Oh, sweet. Nash, good luck, dude. Lots of love. Have a good night. That is a good point, Azzy. That is a very good point. I think we can agree that it's a murky subject, and there is no correct answer.
It's changing back.
I'm the Light Warden now. Look at me. I'm the Light Warden now.
The combined power of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear.
Do quick 8-man, let's take down the Warrior of Light.
And so I shall relieve you of it.
What you doing? Are you taking it into yourself?
Exarch, what are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds.
And disperse the light that way. Ooh. Ooh, that's an interesting concept. I like that. The true villain reveal. Yeah, right? Not Grahati is going to betray us. This is the part with Morbius morbed the Final Fantasy so touching. Oh god, stand back! He's going to morb! Oh, I'm gonna try to pronounce your name, and I'm so sad if I don't. Da Georgie? The Georgie? Hopefully. Welcome to the chat.
As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with him as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger.
Of course he did. All Urianger does is sneak around in the shadows and make like these deals with the enemies. Come on. That's just what he does.
Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success.
As long as such a poor liar, exactly.
The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the Rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrent.
No. No, I didn't.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
Yeah, sorry, Jay, you did miss it. But hey, we got a cool cutscene to watch, though. G'rahatia? What? What? G'rahatia? What? Can you believe it? Call him by his name. I only called it from the first time we came to Shadowbringers.
Thank you for fighting for this world.
Okay.
For believing.
There's no way they're actually killing him right here. There's no way they would set up for this big reveal.
My friend. My inspiration.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. I thought for sure this wasn't... I've been joking, hee-heeing and ha-haing over here. They're not actually going to kill him, right? Wait a second. Double betrayal? Double betrayal? Sexy Grandpa!
Those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First.
What is happening? I'm not sure if you heard that in the background. My wife is fishing in Monster Hunter, and those are the sounds that she just made. Now we see the surprise face, Hera. You know what? They got me. They got me, Hera. Welcome to the chat. I was like, oh, it's Grattia, who'd have guessed? And then freaking Emmett with a gun in the background. I can't take it, my heart. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Oh, how did I figure it out anyway? I mean, I've been playing non-stop with the story, so Crystal Tower was fresh in my brain. I did it like a couple months ago. And then, you know, Crystal Tower in a different world where it shouldn't have been, it kind of made sense it was Grattia. If you didn't do the Crystal Tower before this point, you were given that option, so you could literally just be standing here dying, and he dramatically reveals himself, and you have no clue who he is. That's amazing. Ancient source with untold power, he decides to shoot Catboy with a fucking gun. True. Like, he has anything else at his disposal, he's like, gun, I win. He's so extra, yeah, definitely. But welcome to the chat, Hero. How are you doing? Graha's a horrible liar. Yeah, not only did he try to lie, but he was so Shakespeareanly I am betraying you, and then immediately got shut down by Stola. All right, now that I've recovered from this insanity, let's get some more.
Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity.
Hey.
Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You bastard!
Yeah, no shit.
Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be.
Whoa, hey!
I
Rude.
placed my faith in you. Let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage.
Mean, so mean. What do you intend to do?
I am an Ascian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the Great Rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthri.
You originally played this before it was mandatory? Yeah, I imagine that must have been incredibly confusing, because it used to be not mandatory content, and, like, from the original game. Emmett is your favorite character? He is fantastic so far. You're like, who the fuck is this? My friend was like, remember that, the Catboy that had, like, the red eyes back in Realm Reborn in that one raid that you maybe did? It definitely had a lot more
Thanks to
impact for
your
me.
meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided he could contain and control the light. If not, then he, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening.
We have been weighed, we have been measured, and we have been found wanting. If anyone in chat gets that reference, I will VIP you right now. Change your whole view on the world. Ooh. Yeah. I can't VIP you. You're a mod.
But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Light Wardens willy-nilly.
Oh, okay. You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting. And Shine, you win! Shine was the first to get it, therefore Shine gets to be VIP. Why? I'm trying to type it in. Why aren't you coming up? I'm trying to VIP you, but for some reason it's not letting me. Oh, you Googled it too? Don't. Well, Shine, I can't VIP you. I appreciate the fact that you admitted you could have gotten a free VIP. I can't VIP you now that you admitted you Googled it. God damn it. Shine. That was gonna be a cool moment where I VIP'd you. Yes, it's from A Knight's Tale. It's one of the best movies ever made. It's fantastic.
Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried.
Oh, yucky.
You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a Sin Eater. Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into Sin Eaters, and in time you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether.
That makes me vaguely uncomfortable. Feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Ugh.
Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you. But before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Ah, the irony. What Volfrey achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair.
The Warrior of Light can have some aether as a treat.
But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
Call me hero again, that was sexy. Oh, bye! Just stole him!
I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles.
Just stole him!
I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero.
Yeah, Shine, I agree. He is genuinely sad. It might give some credence to my belief that we were once like we're one of the fragments of an Ascian, because he said that he and La Habrea and the oh gosh, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Edelbus were like the three whole Ascians who escaped, and the rest of them were fragmented. And I think I might be one of those fragments. Emmett says, "My cat boy, my cat boy." Oh no.
Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes.
Ooh, Nest. Making me excited that I'm getting close to a good spot.
Till then, I bid you farewell.
Oh no! My Catboy! He's broken! How am I still functioning? Hey, Arbor.
Ah, finally.
What happened? Oh, he looks so sad. Look at him. Oh, little Catboy baby.
After you collapsed, Emmet Selp vanished. Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body. Thanks to her, you're still you, but she's only delayed the inevitable.
I really wish I had a different outfit. This is so bad looking.
You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it.
The light's back. Man, we worked so hard. We worked so hard. God damn it.
It's like this all over. The whole of Norvrandt is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you absorb from the Wardens.
But in the end,
No one knows
it doesn't even matter.
When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned.
Bad ending, right? I made the wrong choose your
Now they're
adventure.
out there trying to allay the people's fears.
You chose
While
the Yeti
searching for
cave
a
and
way to
died.
save you.
It's me. I'm the problem. Whoa, I got X-ray vision now, bro.
If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
Arbor's such a good friend. Man, how does Final Fantasy consistently take characters that I didn't care about and made fun of and make them into amazing, compelling characters? The first time I met him, I said he's default man and called him the warrior of fartness. Like, come on. They can't keep doing this to me. Arbor's a good bean? He is a good bean. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I don't want to get locked into any more cutscenes. Actually, can I go to the... I don't know how to get to the room. This? No, that's a mender. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in a moment. Y'all be good while I'm gone. I said no rioting. Even my wife is in the chat rioting. Even my wife getting in on the rioting. What are you guys doing? And Ferret, was that a reference to 3 Days Grace? I saw nothing straight. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, Mr. Bear Gun. I didn't see nothing. What? No? Let's start a riot. A riot. Let's start a riot. Oh, no, no.
Okay.
Yes? Ferret, hell yeah. 3 Days Grace. Oh, such a good band. Weird that they changed singers. Oh, sir, you're awake. You were injured during your foray at Mount Gold, yes? I was here at my station, as always, when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, the sky has, well, I'm sure you've seen. It has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Bragi is one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. He left their change wasn't their choice. Kefid, welcome to the chat. I am not following what you're saying. Forgive me. But welcome to the chat. How you doing? So this Bragi guy is all worried about me. I don't remember who he is. Was he the one that I first talked to in the merchant like the merchant area? Oh yeah. Okay. I remember you now, Bragi. How you doing, dude? Well, look who's back from the dead. It was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see him struggle so. Oh, 3 Days Grace, yep, okay. And you, my friend, I feared you had 1 foot in the grave, cold and lifeless. You were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor Exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked white. What's this world coming to? But, Mona never solved a thing, did it? Nay, it's times like these that we Crystarium folks stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Yulmore is back on the table. We best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery their fate seem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chesapeake was worried sick about you. A healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Yeah, they ended up changing the singer of 3 Days Grace. I don't know, like, if there was a hullabaloo about it or what happened, but he's actually quite good. I would say their new song, but it's pretty old by now, but I Am Machine is just fantastic. But how do you find this little area of the internet, Kefid? You a fan of Final Fantasy? Oh, wait. Oh, I almost made the mistake. I almost went up. I did this when I first came here. These are the people they had me visit when I first came to the Crystarium, I think, right? Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you, even... What? Spergiric's Cryurgens were forbidden from making visits. Reem was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Eater corruption, so I suppose there was little anyone could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and thither, seeking a cure for your condition. I worry to see their faces grow ever more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake. And when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse from exhaustion. But our own Morin has been little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose burying a dusty old tome after another. Oh, they're all worried about me. That's so cute and sweet. Had to clap back at your dad because of scheduling conflicts? That's never fun. Fighting with parents is never a fun thing. Welcome to the big sad part of the game? It wasn't already? Are we gonna top poisoning a child with a fruit as sad? I mean, this is just perfection. Like, this is just perfection. I come here to do my quest, and there's just a beautiful cat boy in a maid outfit. And this is why Final Fantasy XIV is the best goddamn game ever. If I want to go to a library in an alternate dimension and see a cat boy in a maid outfit, well, by God, I fucking can. Shadowbringers, don't worry, it gets worse. No. No. My poor heart can't take it. Confound it. This is the same thing as the last. Many times I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Talael, it truly is you, not some figment of my imagination. Oh, but this is wonderful. It would seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the Light Wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? It was a pour over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose the Exarch. Thus do I feel his absence more keenly. Now that you're awake, however, I'm hopeful the search for our stolen steward might be in earnest. Catelys, meanwhile, leads to the Crystal Mean in preparation for battle, though against what foe we are yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be much welcome relief. Oh. Friend request accepted. Yo, Helios, how you doing? This game broke me in ways that can't be fixed. I haven't seen anything yet. That's a lot. That's a lot to handle. Oh my god. Soul-crushing ending world and cat boys and libraries. You have to have one, otherwise you couldn't handle the other. But how's it going, Helios? Shout out from my main man. Helios is a fantastic streamer, does Final Fantasy content. Last seen playing Final Fantasy, so that works. Definitely check them out if you haven't already followed them. Well, what are you doing? Now you're friends with your main? Hell yeah. How you doing, Nate? Talael, alive and well, I see. Give us a proper fright, you know that? Not a day's gone by that I haven't heard folk worrying what become of you and the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you some better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day, and the Exarch would still be here. I have not bought a single thing from you, Catelys. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you can stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. Far too kind? Well, you're too kind for saying I'm kind. Aye, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we need to experiment with different patterns and materials. I'm not sure we have that kind of time. Sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. I remember you. Greetings, Glandard. The Master of the Stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Ah, well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I don't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking of our absent genius and his epitaph. I can't. are the perfect answer to your predicament. By genius mean that of Grenold, he is a man of unrivaled gifts. I won't argue thee there. What good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide nor hair of Grenold since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he's like once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. Won't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that eccentric is someone you're destined to meet, I'll wager he'll show up soon enough. My time at the bar, many's the tale I've heard of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grenold, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? I think I've convalesced enough, thank you. And before that, you're actually the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, I have a regular who's eager to meet you. Ooh, who dat? I best be getting back. Just 'cause the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we had to follow suit, now does it? That hits too close to home. World's falling apart, it seems. Ooh. You're here. We can't forget the heart upon which the city was founded, or the Exarch might not have much home to return to. Yo, Zan, how you doing? How's it going, Zan? You missed the big battle with Vothri and the inevitable betrayal of Emmett. Oh no, he betrayed me. Who would have thought? Lyle, are you alright? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while at the watchtower next to the rookery. That damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the Exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Before he was shot in the back! Tragic. And I knew they wouldn't kill him. I called it. They just shot him in the spine and stole him. Get a Professor Xavier going on, come back in the wheelchair. Oh. The views you can get in this goddamn game, man. Like, look at this, he says as he clips in. Like, oh my god. Just beautiful. Just woke up from a nap. Was it a good nap where you actually feel rested, or was it one of those kind of naps where, well, you wake up crusty and going, oh. So I never have the good naps. I always feel like worse after a nap. Irene. Was she not supposed to be there? Was that just someone who looked like Green?
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight.
Okay, I'm sorry. Was that just me? That was definitely Reen on the edge of the outlook right there. The crustiest of crabs after a nap. Same.
I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
I feel like Artbird's like rubbing it in a bit here. He's like, couldn't beat the light after all, could you? Oh, yep, I do have names turned off, because it was so cluttered in the cities. I only have nameplates on for party members and friends. You escorted baby hippos to safety? You'll not Like in real life, or like what do you mean, Azzy? I know you work with the monkeys. Do you also have hippos near you? Rest up for raids? Hell yeah. The secrecy is worth. I'd rather people knew. In-game, not in real life? Okay. Well, to be fair, you work with monkeys. I feel like I have some leeway in possibly you hurting baby hippos.
Clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them.
Oop, I didn't mean... Arbor, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I accidentally clicked the mouse button. Wasn't on purpose, I swear. More like our jerk, am I right? Got him.
You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet.
Oh. It's my BFF, Arbor. Oh, you're transferring departments. Hopefully that'll be good on your back.
Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest.
I do know the rest. I actually just played it recently.
There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake.
Right on your back, straight up went to your boss and said either I'm transferring or leaving completely. Whoa, did you bring a mic and drop it, Azzy? Holy shit. Damn, boy. Damn, boy. Hey, boss. Either you transfer me or I'm out. Take it or leave it. That's a badass move there, Azzy.
But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had.
Still wild that the giant Talos was the best and first action we took.
Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright.
Oh, this music.
That they were still so eager to live.
Oh, inspirational.
They would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Are we gonna fist bump and some of the lights are gonna transfer to him?
Well, come on then.
Let me fist bump him! Oh, I want to fist bump Arbor so bad. Our friendship is powerful enough to stop the light.
As I thought. What happened between us was no coincidence.
Oh, that was so adorable. Oh, I love that. Friendship fist bump to save the day. My friends are my power.
My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours.
Oh. Fist bump, fist bump.
I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood.
Yeah, Schmeech Mop.
I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish.
Saying I was literally about to make that joke. I checked chat first, and saw you made it. It was about to come out of my lips. I was also thinking, by your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. I just couldn't choose what reference to do.
For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie.
Feo! Ah! Literally, okay, everyone's all about Emmett. Feo is my favorite character. My beautiful branch. I love her so much. Dad absolutely convinced that the new fence materials he just ordered will get stolen. You're fighting with him because he's being ridiculous? I mean, wood prices are an all-time high, so maybe? I mean, probably not, but I don't know where you live, so... I mean, if you're in, like, a safe spot, then it makes some sense, I guess. You went to your boss's boss, so even better. Went over your actual boss? Damn, jumped chain of command, Azzy. Woo! They're so extremely caring, also furious at you. Yeah, they should be. They should be furious at me. I never call on her. Actually, I don't know. Is Feo gendered? Huh. I guess I haven't considered. I'll go with they. Voice actor for Feo is just perfect. Exactly. So good. Vinyl, you live in... Yeah, you're fucking good. Your dad's being ridiculous. Can't hear working with a thong. Good luck in stream. No. I'm assuming I asked they, them? Okay. Not a girl, they, them. Gotcha. All of the fae except Amaro use they, them pronouns. Oh, interesting. Okay, sweet. I love that. My beautiful branch.
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours.
Oh, my soul's pretty.
My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you?
Zan, no! Don't make them lose the fight with their father. You always want to win a fight with your parents. It's never satisfying when they win. So me and Amaro don't because they weren't born Fae. That's right. They made like a contract with the Fae.
Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it. Cut ties with the mortal world? Hide away in the castle?
They're willing to give up their throne for me. Oh, my beautiful branch.
It won't fix the problem. But would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Eel Meg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours. If you want them.
Would never take that from you, Feo. I fought for you to get that crown and scepter.
Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower?
I'm a precious and ephemeral flower. Oh, this is so cute. Just tired because you've been losing your mind helping him out? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Projects always are never good. Discarded lumber. Yeah, just take a little bit. Just a little bit of lumber. But it's fine also. Chat can have some lumber as a treat.
Dear beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place.
All I can think about is you, Theo. You are my this time and my place. Oh. She's like, you just a baby. Must protect. Exactly. We are pretty much a baby in comparison to the Fae. No, don't leave me.
Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow.
Oh, Theo knew about his elegant eyes. His Sharingan, if you will.
See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
Then he got shot. Shot through the heart, and Emmett's to blame.
You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer.
Am baby, exactly, Shine. Today,
What
am
would you
baby.
do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
She was far less angry this time than last time. She was pissed. Or they. Gosh darn it. My bad. You like one's bad. Oh, good ending. I was trying to think of a good way to end it, saying, you gave wardens a bad name. My ankles. Less time. True. Hey, to be fair, Sylvest, I didn't call them. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amaro. Yes. You're so much taller than me. Look, I'm just craning my head up. And there go my headphones. You know, you try to have physical comedy on camera, and then some bullshit like your headphones fall off. And then you have to reset your hair. You know, it takes time to look this frazzled. Come on, people. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I am happy to share, but I fear there will not be surprising revelations. As any in the city would tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold stories. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us but one: No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within Spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day, the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it had arrived. Bum, bum, bum. That Chocobo is losing its mind over there. They have one Chocobo, and it's two Chocobos. This one's just kicking this dummy's ass. You get your hair is long enough that it's starting to get stuck in your ass. Oh no! That's not where that belongs, Azzy. Hello, Kane. Hey, Cassard. Trying to reach rank 20, leave it alone. Ah, but does it have all that special herb it needs? Was it onion or something it needs to eat? Kaleo, it's good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions. Unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, that'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents to an eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let anyone know. If you do decide to ask Lena, she'll be at her usual post in the Ascensor Gate. Definitely not a pleasant feeling either. I imagine. If it's that yucky, why wouldn't you trim it? Oh, how it looked during Shadowbringers? Ooh. So did you just go refine this gear? Or? It has very like military general vibes to it. Oh, that's right. I forgot you did the race change. It costs money. True. True, haircuts do cost money, sadly. I actually need to get mine cut a bit. I mean, you guys know if you've seen me, but I have an undercut, so it makes it... My hair would be even more wild if I didn't have an undercut. This is it with one. But it's getting long on the side, so I need to get that shaved. And my wife is too scared to do it. So I had to pay like $25 to have someone buzz my sides. Hi, Morin. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you've come for the results of my research into the persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell you as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what I know of his history, and that's what interests you. Less than a decade has passed since the coming of the Flood, when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon after. He welcomed all who sought out the Spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or Verberites fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together did they found the city which would become their Crystarium. My wife is creepily staring at me out of the corner of my monitor. I'm refusing to look at her right now. She's just like staring at me. I'm here trying to voice act Morin, and I'm getting this stare from around the corner.
You can have pets in your room.
She's very excited to share that she has pet chickens in Monster Hunter World.
Sin.
Raising your head, perk of being bald. True. I guess that would be a perk. Some but to call him king, where he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowing upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. It's G'rahatia! His name's G'rahatia! This lion's mane's getting insane. I don't know. I don't wish to be bald. I like my hair how it is. I like how curly and bouncy it is. I'm the only one in my immediate family who has curly hair. I inherited it from my grandfather on my father's side, who I've never once met. It was just himself and me that had curly hair. If I had it cut shorter, like about this long, the curls actually make it stand up straight. So I get like the, you know, the coiffed upwards hair that people like without having to use any product. It's just a little bit curly. But my wife likes me with long beard and long hair, so who am I to say no to that? If it makes my wife find me more attractive, there's definitely no other hairstyle I would grab. Wish it was thinner. That'd be. Oh, I mean, have you tried doing an undercut? That does help with it being thin. They sorry when they grab it or their eyebrows shoot up. It's more like a carpet than it is hair. God, it's just so thick. Lena, fuzzy hubby, best hubby. Yeah. I think that's the truth. Honey, is that true?
What?
Is that true, honey? That fuzzy husband is best husband?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to have to voice her. I'm so bad at voicing her. Delael, I've not told you to woken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch had returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. So, I bristled when they asked for patience. Not understand their hesitation, till I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Colusia, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the umbilicus. I don't like how that sounds like umbilical cord. I'm not a fan of that. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. Oh, hey, that's convenient. He bid me allow none to the tower once he departed. On the event an army of Sin Eaters descended upon the city, was I to access the umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me in such instructions, but the battle with Valthried loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Here's the break all of hair ties. No. What's an undercut? It's like what I have, Azzy. So you see how my hair is long on top, but the sides are buzzed like this, and the back is buzzed? That's an undercut. So it removes a bunch of the hair.
Wait, this is mine.
You're not? I have to wait for the stream delay. Don't leave. Yeah, you are not visible. Stand up a bit.
You're kind of going to be.
That's what an undercut looks like. If you could see. Is it noticeable when pulling up in a ponytail? Not really, no. My wife, she just has the back buzzed. If the sides were buzzed too, it'd probably be noticeable, but not with the back. It's quite nice. Since then, however, the moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look on his face, I knew there was some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Taleo, I need to know what he feared. What battle you and your companions are truly fighting? Tell her. She deserves to know. What a dick. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch. I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Can I have that key? I see I'm not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of Heaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if I do not gain the knowledge you seek. Oh, it's so much better, Azzy. Even if you just get the back shaved, it's so nice. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I'll unlock the door within. We're getting some lore, people! It's lore time! How long do you think it would take me to create a character in Monster Hunter? I'm not sure how generous the sliders are. So I want to leave time at the end of the stream to be able to make a Monster Hunter character with y'all. I have seen Dave for making it. Holy moly. That's intense. Shouldn't take you that long? Okay. You know what, Azzy? You being Ginger, it just like fits in my brain. Like my mental picture of you is confirmed. I don't know why. It's just something like when I was picturing the concept of Azzy, Ginger was what I had.
The umbilicus. You are free to enter.
Nas and Death is Final Fantasy XIV. To be fair, I didn't make my character. My wife did. I'm not sure if I've told the story recently, but when I went to go make my character, my wife said, "Oh, can I do it for you?" It's like, sure. It's awesome. I'd love for you to do that. And I come back like 20 minutes later, and she made me a cat boy, which, I mean. And then she set the height slider all the way to as low as it could go. So apparently, my wife wanted a Twinkie cat boy for me to play as, when I am definitely not that in real life. Beard is Ginger? Ooh. I love like the streaks of red through beards. It's so cool. Freckles on the shoulders, skin that blinds people. Nice. Go Lalafell. Oh, but she wanted to cat boy those, Anne. For her sick fantasies. Oh, by the way, my wife is using the insect glaive. She started playing Monster Hunter. Like, what, today's your first day really playing it? So she started playing it, and she's like, I'm going to do the insect glaive. Which is just disgusting. Big old bugs.
Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
Oh, what, you don't want to come in with me? Almost an Endwalker, Helios? Nice. I should do a lurk command. I have a lurk emote, but I imagine the command would be better. Usually you have to do the same thing as if she made you a Lalafell. Get wrecked. Little potato. That's right, yeah, Catboys weren't available in 1.0, I forgot. Wait, is my echo working without a person being here? Huh. God damn it, Oriange!
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee.
Glaive is a fun weapon. A lot of movement options. Instant glaive stands rise up. It's a big old gross bug. No.
Thy true name is Grahatia, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th Umbral Calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an...
Please, chat, please tell me you heard that. Please tell me you heard my wife make those noises. Finished 6 point on the Japanese server, couldn't log an American server while Walker launched. Damn, Sayanin. So can you read Japanese? Like having a nice shield to hide behind? I might do Sword and Shield, just basic ass bitch style. The Echo just requires psychic remains, so long as there's a... Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't realize that, Sylvester. Thank you.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Cid Garland being perhaps the greatest.
Hunting Horn might be ambitious for my first weapon, Shine. I think maybe Sword and Shield just to learn the basics of the game, then I can experiment, you know? Everything is in English, find a nice mix. Oh, interesting. That's pretty awesome then.
In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the River of Time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds.
That's overpowered at all.
Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes. And thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder.
I thought Black Rose was going to be the next calamity. I thought that was the whole thing, was that Black Rose was going to be the calamity that was going to happen. Horror World isn't as easy in World as it is Rise. So I'm assuming what you're saying is Rise is easier. Be a big man and go gun lance? I'm sorry, is lance and gun lance a different thing? Urianger can be shady, but think of the stress he must go through to keep secrets from those. Yeah, but why does he always have to be the double agent? It's like always him. Oh, that's actually a really good point, Shine. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, of course that you can just change the language. That makes way more sense than what I was doing. Oh, Sylvest. Okay. So yeah, the Black Rose happened, and that aftermath. Okay, that makes way more sense. Gun lance and lance are different weapons. Interesting. Lance has pointy stick. Gun lance is pointy stick with a gun on it. I'm just imagining like a guy on a horse with a lance, but he's got like a Glock on the end. Shine, that is such a specific reference, but I get it. That is such a specific reference to a specific episode, but I fucking get it. And now do the pelvic thrust. Woo! Yeah, you're right, Azzy, because he can handle it. Step on your left foot. Don't forget it. Wow. You know the voice actor for SpongeBob just turned 60. Like, how wild is that he's 60 years old? That's beyond me.
People cried out in despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished.
That's exactly what Emmett said they were gonna say.
Then others raised their voices in answer.
Is the gun lance easy, or like I want to be able to start with a weapon that lets me learn the game and then learn cooler weapons after that.
It's not Insect Glaive, let me tell you.
I didn't imagine Insect Glaive would be an easy one to learn.
Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass.
I mean, this is kind of a time paradox, so how is the fact that it's a paradox fixed?
Some few took up Cid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas.
Time travel I always don't like time travel stories because usually they're written poorly with paradoxes in mind. I'm imagining Final Fantasy will rectify paradoxes because the writing is amazing. I'm always a little bit wary when it comes to time travel stories. Sword and Shield, easy to learn along with Great Sword and Hammer. Maybe I'll go Sword and Shield then. I'm a basic bitch.
After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me. By this stage, scholars had largely established
wibbly wobbly timey wimey. All right, Doctor Who.
And identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th
David
Umbral
Tennant.
calamity.
I did watch Matt Smith most of the way through, but David Tennant was the golden age. That was the goddamn golden age of Doctor Who.
This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Cid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the Source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only man who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
Is this 5.0 or post? This is 5.0 right now, I believe. I just beat Vol 3. But how you doing? Berserker Arcana. I'll call you Berserk if that's okay. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. And how did you find this little piece of the internet? The Alex raids are already demonstrated that you can change the past by time traveling from the future. Yes, but it was like a closed loop. That's what the Alexander raid had to get rid of paradoxes. But it was a closed loop, in that the past happened to facilitate going to the future, and it looped back onto itself like that. So that was a closed time loop system. This seems more like, I don't know. I don't know what it is yet. That's the problem. I know that Final Fantasy handled time travel a bit well before, so I'm trusting it to do it this time. But yeah, welcome on in, Berserk. In Soul the Creator, the DPS have to go into the time portals in order to destroy the bots powering up Alex to unleash an attack. Like, yes, I do remember that. That was really fun. Oh, you found me through the Shadowbringers trailer. Oh, well, welcome on in. I'm a little bit further ahead from my YouTube than I am on stream, but just a little bit. So how long have you been playing Final Fantasy, Berserk?
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
So, okay, not technically traveling back to the past then. It's time travel through creating alternate timelines. That avoids the paradox. Okay. So it splits off into an alternate timeline. All right. He's beautiful in his simplicity, Azzy. That's why. Oh, you've been watching it. So have you not started playing the game yet? If so, dear God, do so. Because they have a free trial that includes the base game and Heavensward. So you get like ridiculous amount of content and 2 major story expansions for free. And then you can decide after that point.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Cid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable.
Oh, that was the mic. Sorry for your ears. Laptop can't run the game. That's unfortunate. I mean, I'm not sure if you have a PlayStation 4, but you can play it on that as well. It actually runs really well on consoles, I've been told. But if you don't have that, then shucks, you're gonna have to get second nature living through it. I think like half of my chat plays on PlayStation.
It was him. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread.
Hit me with the copy pasta, Nate. God damn it. It'd be like that? Aw, shucks. Well, hey, I mean, I'm glad you're here to get to check out the game. I will say, if you're planning on playing it, this is spoilers for Shadowbringers. So, I don't know if you care about spoilers at all, but I will say the story is amazing. And if you ever have the intention of playing it, I would not blame you for bouncing from the stream. Because the story is just incredible.
Where others would stumble and fall, he would rise above. Where others would break and run, he would carry on.
I think Rahatia has a crush on me.
One of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow.
He's got such a crush on me. How cute.
In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest
Oh, that's Hien's sword. Huh.
In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were his deeds joyously retold.
Oh, I don't... Hey. I don't want to see Ishgard all destroyed, please. I love Ishgard so much.
For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights.
You avoid limbs 100% of the time. Oh yeah, I imagine that would mess up your load times a lot. Either quit or I'm reborn and become a walking average. True. That's actually kind of my wife and I. She quit, after A Realm Reborn, and I became a walking advertisement for the game. Literally, I'm live streaming to 21 people advertising for the game. It's fine, you're down to watch it. I don't let spoilers back you. Oh, sweet, good. I know some people, when they see spoilers, just kind of go, well, I'm never playing that. Shadowbringer is his sexy grandpa dating sim. Right? Oh, yeah. I mean, A Realm Reborn, the only thing is that it's a little bit slow. And then when you first start playing, learning that you don't do side quests. You either do the main story or quests to unlock things. You do not do the side quests. Luckily, I had stream chat to tell me that.
And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light himself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga.
Ichikawa's really good at writing sexy grandpas. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's planning to become one, so he's studying. His normal voice is Graha, so people did edits. But I think back when I voiced Graha in Crystal Tower, I gave him this voice. I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at my videos, I voiced Graha Tia like this. So, I don't know, I think my voice might be better for him.
He was the lodestar that brought them all together to send their final message back through time and space to him.
To me. Don't you know I'm the hero?
The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live.
I do love the frosted tips they gave Graha Tia to show his age.
Come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Oh, I know Ichikawa's a lady. I know. That was the joke I was making.
What wouldst thou have me say?
Ichikawa's amazing. Oh, I agree. Plus, Realm Reborn is wild. Absolutely wild in that it came to be. Like, the original 1.0 version shutting down completely, managing that while destroying the world and recreating. It's wild. He's a fantastic writer, as is the team. I'm beyond amazing. Beyond amazing.
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First.
Heard about you and that you're a double agent, motherfucker.
Common resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world.
Oh, this voice definitely fits Graha way better. Mine was more of a Pegasus, like, Yugi boy. Oh, wait, now I'm sad.
What price?
My Pegasus voice hurts me now. That's sad.
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die.
Whoa!
Knowing what I know of your companions,
what a
not to mention
surprise!
your champion, they will try to stop me. But in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the Calamity and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
I almost don't want to tell you because I'll be making your day worse. But, I mean, you're going to find out somehow. The person who wrote Yu-Gi-Oh!, like the author of Yu-Gi-Oh!, died. He passed away. So, anything reminding me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Immediately makes me kind of sad. Because that was my childhood. like, growing up, I was obsessed with watching Yu-Gi-Oh! I had a VHS tape that had 3 episodes on it that I bought at a freaking grocery store that I used to watch constantly. I had like multiple decks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual disc where, like, the actual ones that you could put the cards in and use and play with it. So myself and my uncle, who's the same age as me, we used to go outside with our dual discs and pretend we were summoning monsters. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just such a huge part of my life growing up, and it's very sad. It's very, very sad. 1.0 players must have lost their minds watching the cinematic. Yeah, it's crazy. Still have a buttload of cards. I don't know whatever happened to my cards. I think they probably got lost in one of my many, many moves. I got really into Magic the Gathering in high school as well. So I was, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was more of like a childhood thing, and then like teens up to adulthood was Magic the Gathering. But like, I actually read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga like a year ago. It's amazing. If you haven't read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, I definitely recommend it.
And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
But you dying is a tragedy. Man, the music in this game always just hits on point.
Careful now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Computer, I clicked in the wrong spot.
If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good.
You enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! With Yugi and Kaiba? Yes. Yeah, that's what I grew up on. I didn't watch any of the ones that didn't have Yugi in it. It just didn't, I mean, they didn't feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. It wasn't, didn't they like ride on motorcycles in one of them? I don't know. But like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Duelist Kingdom and Duelist City. Those were the Egyptian God cards. That shit was tight. I actually had almost the Tormentor back in the day. The characters look better in 1.0, but what, really? Their models were so good that the game ran worse, so no. Season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was great because it's pretty faithful to the original manga. Yeah, the original manga was crazy. Because that's, like, the original, he just straight up killed people with, like, Games of the Week style. And then it turned into Yu-Gi-Oh! With the card games. $5Ds was okay. Hey, that's the best way to sell something. It's okay.
Although it's probably only
it's default Warrior Life.
Come to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
I'm gonna find something to poke with my sword. I mean to have a few words with both Emmett and the Exarch. I'm pissed at both. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm not really mad at Emmett. I knew he was going to betray me. I can't get mad at him for doing exactly what I knew he would do, I guess. Yami Bakura having D&D as... Yes, D&D is a game. And then there was the dice monsters, where like you rolled a die and it would like pop open to reveal like a certain grid that the monster inside could move on. Oh, that was so weird. Car games on a motorcycle? Yeah, there was a season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they played on motorcycles. 5D was at the point where the game was still on the same track as original series. After that, the series went downhill fast. Yeah, there's like crazy cards nowadays that require like multiple like different positions on the board that combine to... it's weird. Dungeon Dice Monsters, yes. You play... Wait, they had IRL versions of Dungeon Dice Monsters? Really? I didn't know they had IRL versions. I know they had a video game of it as well. Oh my god, Nate, you're bringing Capsule Monster Coliseum. Is that... We definitely played that as kids, right, Nate? I remember that.
That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
I don't want to go underwater. Yes, yeah, we did have that. Oh my gosh. Wow, unlocking memories for me, Nate. Wasn't popular. I imagine it'd be a little bit weird to have to like collect the dice and roll them, all that stuff. It seems like a little complicated to have in real life. It would probably kill as like a game nowadays, though. Did you find the answers you sought? If there's nothing more you need, I'll go and lock the door. I have some questions about the Tempest. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I've watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged and Hellsing Abridged, but I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged yet. Would you recommend it, Azzy? Actually, if so, could you put it in the cool video section so I can check it out? Because I will forget immediately that you recommended it to me after stream, because my brain will turn to mush. The Tempest. That is the name given to the seas by which Calusia is bound. You make a request by the Tamers. They provide you with a model to fly over the waters, but... Do you mean to leave right this moment? Alone? I am not sure that... nay, I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessing of the Shadow, and await your safe return. That's right, just try to stop me. I'm the warrior of fucking light. What are you gonna do? You thought it was funny? Yeah, drop it in the cool video section Discord, if you can. Oh, yes, that's right, Sylvester. I forgot it was Mokuba's. That's right. The time he tried to poison Joey, Will said it was finishing his death trap. Oh my god, I forgot about the death trap theme park. Oh my god. Oh, all these memories are coming back to me. Sylvester, you and I are having this Yu-Gi-Oh! Like brain link right now. Some of it's cringe. Yeah, any of the abridged stuff. And that's kind of given that some of it's going to be cringe, especially because it was made years ago. Some of the humor is a little bit yucky by today's standards. Oh, uh-oh. My brain's hurt.
Ah, we have found thee.
Honestly, Hellsing Abridged and Hellsing itself are some of the best content. Like, Hellsing Ultimate is an amazing anime. If you can handle, like, gore and kind of, like, body horror, it's probably one of the best anime you could ever watch. It's very intense when it comes to blood and people's bodies being exploded and stuff like that. So if you aren't able to handle that stuff, don't watch it. But otherwise, Hellsing is amazing. Oh yeah, just episode 1, Azzy. That would work. Yeah, Hellsing Abridged is very good. It just has some really, like, early 2010 humor, which you'd have to ignore or it would just feel yucky to watch. So I understand if people can't deal with that kind of stuff nowadays. Because watching it back, I was like, oh, these are all really disgusting jokes. But it has some really good stuff, too.
Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste.
I was about to leave you guys, sorry.
Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Yeah, I had to, like... do a brain meld with the Exarch's room to figure out how much you frickin' betrayed me again. Urianger!
I offer no excuses. When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare. Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not?
We get no shit. What am I gonna do, roll over and die?
If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom
I like you, Urianger. Just stop with this stuff. Like, I really like you, and I'm gonna keep being friends with you, and I forgive you. But like, come on, come on. Don't bring Alucard's 70-inch plasma screen. True. I'm going for a walk. Wait, no. Click. Bitches love cannons, right, Rex? I still yeah, I would suplex Urianger and then forgive him. That's good. Suplex first. No more lies. Stop it. Bad Urianger.
Pray believe me when I say that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee. Indeed, I curse the circumstances which compelled me to do so. But no further secrets lie between us, I swear.
He didn't say, I won't lie to you anymore. He said, no further secrets lie between us. Motherfucker's gonna lie to us again. You thought it was a Lalafell thing, Hera? That would be really funny if it was.
Sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianger. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again.
So, you want me to sit around and wait till it does?
Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Ooh, Alisaie.
Alisaie, please. You know Rean was only trying to help.
I feel like in this whole group, Alisaie is the only one I really think is a friend. Like, all the rest of them, I'm like, oh yeah, we're buddy-buddy. But, like, Alisaie feels like the only one in the group who actually made, like, a deep friendship with us. Is that just me here? Because, like, Alphino, it kind of feels like we're business partners and buddies. Like, we're only really hanging out when we're doing shit together, and he's oftentimes ordering me around. But Alisaie, I feel like, is the only one who's really treated me like a friend. This job changed to Dark Knight. Damn, shit. I didn't think about that. Alisaie legit cares for us. I'm saying, Jay. Alisaie is... Oh, I love Alisaie's character. And to be fair, Tataru also cares for us and loves us. But she's not part of the main Scion group, apparently. She's just our accountant. I miss Tataru.
But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed.
Alisaie's ride or die? She is ride or die.
I am not about to stand in his way now. Not after failing him in his hour of need. No! The least we can do is...
Oh. Don't cry.
We will go with you as well.
I don't know, you guys actually gonna help while I'm there?
There's naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue.
Our badass accountant / receptionist who gives us free clothes. Yeah, I want more of our badass accountant receptionist. She got shafted this expansion. It's all been in this different world, and she's back at the homeworld just going, well, I'm looking over all their comatose bodies. This is great. Our world's going to shit.
Lead and we
Yeah,
shall
Rex, she's
follow.
the glue that holds us
If
together.
there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Are we all in agreement then?
Yes, Dad.
Is there aught we can do to help?
Hello? Oh, hello? What? I'm sorry, were they just waiting
They may not know
around?
the whole story. We do know you're in for a fight.
Were they just waiting to come out of the woodwork?
While the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness
Oh,
is given a proper
that's not
send-off.
me.
You told them!
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions.
Berserk, I legitimately forgot about Lise until you mentioned her name. I was talking all that good shit too last expansion about how much I loved Lisa's character development. I thought she was great. I'm sad to see her not be part of the story, and I immediately forgot about her. Oh my god. Everyone's waiting in the shadows. What shadows? There's light overhead. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Reveal that she's been evil the whole time. Yeah, evil Tataru, the money primal.
Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive, and I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, it was clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
Me too! That's right!
Yeah, me too. That's right. Yeah, we're here too. Random voices in the background. Shadowbringers has an effect. Yeah, Shadowbringers is like a shotgun to the memory. This whole game, like Shadowbringers, is way more intense than I had ever expectation for it. You guys were saying how crazy it got in Shadowbringers. I didn't believe you. I was proven very wrong.
But we are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it.
Can I have
You might have
a
invited them
popsicle?
to join us, where there are not so many. But come, they are waiting. What is your will, O warrior?
No, wait, 2
of darkness?
popsicles. I want one of those ones that break in half, so I can give one of them to the Crystal Exarch. Defend the Crystarium until we return. Thou hast planned to commandeer tomorrow for thy journey to open sea. I fear the following dive down into Emmett Selk's underwater abode would drain even the lengthy stamina. Thus, during thy convalescence, we considered the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we've arrived at an elegant solution. Yet ere we discuss this step, I suggest thou dost conclude such pressing business as remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closes above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Ishtola's so sassy, right? What is your will, O Warrior of Darkness? A bagel. No! 2 bagels. Abyss, thank you for getting that reference. Such a good. What do you want? A bagel. No! 2 bagels. One of the best vines ever. All right, what time is it? I think I should. All right, we'll take a poll in chat. Everyone, take me off of your second monitor. We're doing a new poll. All right, so everyone, please vote in this poll. We're deciding if I want to spend the last 30 minutes of my stream playing some more Final Fantasy or making my character in Monster Hunter. So please vote. Have like a minute or two to decide while I just do some chatting with chat. Please, Potion Setter, enough of these games. I'm going into battle, and I need your strongest bagels. Wait, no, that's the wrong... Level cap to 100. I don't know about that. 100 is just such a big level cap. All right, looks like we got majority for Monster Hunter character creation. It's a good place to stop. Okay, excellent. All right, let me change my stream title then. Final Fantasy, we're going to Monster Hunter. Okay. All right, well, let's get Monster Hunter loaded up. Please make sure to tell me if the volume is okay on it. I tested it earlier, but it's always difficult to tell on OBS if the volume's actually good or not. Level cap, yes, 7.0, yeah. Okay. It's been a while since I used a controller on stream. Weird. Oh, hey, this is your once a stream reminder that check to see if you guys have an Amazon Prime. It is the best way to support a streamer. It's free if you have, well, Amazon Prime. All you have to do is go to your subscription section. If it says Prime available, just toss it my way if you would. It's the best way to support me. And if we get to 50, we do Undertale playthrough. All right, Monster Hunter, what you got for me?
Sisters and brothers of the Fifth Fleet, it's time.
It's time.
I'll keep my farewell brief. Never was much with words. Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the New World.
New World? Isn't that an Amazon MMO? I thought I was playing Monster Hunter.
If any of you lost your nerve, then step away now, and let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.
What an announcer voice. This summer, coming to a theater near you, Monster Hunter World. It reminds me of the voice at, during the VHS. It's like, coming soon to a theater near you. What is it called, Old World now because it's already dead, Ferret? Yo? Is that like a harpoon? I feel like a wrist-mounted little crossbow wouldn't be the most efficient.
Yo, did you hear? We're almost there.
How rude.
You ready to grab this new world by the horns?
I guess.
Don't know about you. It feels like ages since I left home to join the commission. So, nervous?
I do want to point out that the bolt goes out further than the hand, so he's like stabbing himself casually.
Aren't you one of the A-list hunters?
I hope not.
No way! So are we!
I'm definitely not A-list.
Hey! Tell us your name!
I forgot. Grappling hook like Batman? Ooh, I do like that. Alright, we got a baseline to start off of. Some of these are some looks. Holy moly. Yo. Oh, this is great. I love a good random button. This is Vlad Dracula during his pink hair phase. Hello drop frames. Oh. The cutscene was causing it? Oh, I don't like that. Might have to check some of the settings. That's unfortunate. Oh well, we'll fix it next stream when I'm actually playing. Oh my god. Oh, and now it's frozen. There we go. They really just let you go hog wild with this, huh? I'll set this as the preset. And then I'm gonna go through and start changing some stuff. I guess this is the closest to me. Oh, there's way more pages. Oh, that's closer, a little bit chunkier. I know who I am. I know I'm a little bit chunky. Alright, do they have any, like, wild beastmen? Like, this is good for now. I think this is the closest to what I have. Yo, pigtail time? Oh, that might be a little bit closer. Okay, this is definitely Griffith from Berserk, right? Like, this hair is definitely Griffith. Yeah, they actually are way better with character creation than I thought they would be. Yo, eyebrows on fleek, though? It's like someone penciled them in. This is some really good character creation so far. I think those were kind of like me. I do have very squinty eyes. My eyes don't open that much. This sadly might be the closer to me. Ooh, not that squinty, not that squinty. That's kind of close. They really went all in with the customization, huh? I got some nice pretty blue eyes. big. I have a very big nose. Let's see if I can find one that is comparable to my schnoz. Thanks, Dad, for your big nose. I'm glad at least that I got some chin. My dad has no chin. When he he actually grows his chin beard out further than the rest of his beard so that it looks like he has a chin. Do I have kissable lips? I don't know, Chad. Do I have kissable lips? I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. It's like the challenge where you like sucked into a cup to make your lips bigger. Very kiss. Oh, thank you, Shine. I might change the eyebrows. Eyebrows give me a very like brooding look. Oh wow, with that one change, I became like a fashion model. Sure, I'll go with those ones. Those are nicer looking. Facial hair. Now, do they have a mountain man? Ooh, I'm not that long. That's more accurate. Yeah, that's more accurate. I wanted to be nice and say I'm more kempt like this. I'm not. I'm full on mountain man right now. There we go. That's nice. I need my hair. I forgot to change the color of my hair. There we go. Oop, it's not wanted. There we go. Look at that. Fabio grew out a beard. Hey, that's my goal, man. I want to be Fabio. How do I remove it? I want no scar. There we go. Oh, it's a preview. Okay. Oh, God! Oh, my God! All right, just smile and look natural. Oh, my God. YouTuber to thumbnail. Ooh! Okay, I have to do expression 5. It's so ridiculous. Oh, yo, I didn't even know I was rocking these fucking ass tight shorts. Where's my butt slider? Give me a goddamn thickums. That's what I want. Wait, whoa, no, wait, what do you mean? Where's my thick nude boy? What is this armor I'm wearing? There's so many voices. Kind of? Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going with. Okay, this seems kind of like cheating, right? It's giving me like the good shit. Should I go with Guardian Alpha armor, guys? Gotta work for that Xenos butt. I know. I don't even have a Badonk nor a Donk. A Badonka Donk. Because this armor is kind of like really ugly. I mean, this is kind of badass looking, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it says it's recommended for new players. I might as well, right? All right, well, that's my dude. It's time to name him. Oh god, I have a cat. Hey guys, I thought I was done. I didn't realize I had a cat to make too. Probably gonna go for a tabby just because I love tabbies. This one looks like a little bear. A palico. You're right. I'm sorry. Okay, this is really cute. I don't like the little hunchback goblin stance, but the face is cute. Squintiest eyes. Oh my god. This one looks like a little rascal. Look at him. I actually kind of like this. Give him little chubby cheeks. I like the tufts on the side. I'm not noticing really any difference. Oh no, there we go. Oh god. Oh god. Do not say it just short. Oh god. Long and thick fur. Oh, you know what? No, that's a little bit. This is so weird. Yo, purple cat. Sorry, purple palco. Oh, this is really cute though. Oh, this is really cute. I'm going with that one. This one, a little bit darker. Definitely that pattern. Anky. Oh, he's very anky. The squinty eyes are just so cute. Oh god. Very wide open eyes. I kind of like the sassy I'm done with you look. That one's pretty cute. Oh, well, baby sad eyes. Gotta make it Neapolitan colors. Call it Neapolitan. God damn it. I'll go with the little wider pupils. Oh my god. It's like a fennec fox ear. Do you want a regular tail or a Pikachu tail? I'll go with that one. That's a dog tail. Like, come on. Oh, gee, I kind of like it, though. I was talking that good shit, and then I immediately decided I liked it. we can probably make your outfit a little bit better. It's a good complementary color. Dark green's kind of nice. I think dark green. That looks like a Maine Coon tail. Ooh, good point. They just sound the same. That's very cute. That's very cute. Honey,
yep.
Don't flame me. Chat, don't flame me. How you spell rascal?
R-A-S-C-A-L.
Okay, that's how I would have spelled it. Copium. There's not two L's.
There's not two L's. There's one L. Just one.
Now officially a Fiverr. I don't know what that means. Is that a kind of hunter? I only know Fiverr from the website where you can like put up your work. Man, that armor looks so bad.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Hey, Abyss, fight me.
Toast. Did you spell the name wrong?
No way. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, I hope you did.
No, please tell me to spell my own name wrong.
Commission! Oh, I hope you did.
Cheers!
I refuse to accept that spelled wrong.
So, tell me, what's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason.
Thank you, Abyss.
After running the research commission for 40-odd years, the Guild's itching for an answer. They say the Fifth Fleet's got the best shot at cracking this case, and I agree!
Keep it down. Hey, speaking of, A-listers usually operate in teams of 2. Have you sat down with your partner yet?
Hello? What's happening? Yo, it's a nerd.
Listen to that. Getting rough out there. The waves are picking up.
Okay,
That's gotta
why would you say
mean
listen?
landfall.
You did a whole eye thing. Why are you saying listening?
You're on the A-list, right?
Yep, that's me.
Huh. Meowdy-doo.
Meowdy-doo.
I'm not psychic, but I do have pretty good ears. Ah, put her there. I happen to be an A-lister myself. Whoa!
No, it's a big hunk of meat. Got CCBI from Remake? Oh! Why is he wearing the Defender armor? Because it told me to. Yo? Hello? What is this? Is this a living mountain? What's going on? My kitty cat! Let's go! Let's go! He's dead! Oh, Abyss, it's not how I want to play or not play. It just told me to use it. If it makes me super OP, I don't want to use it. Can I can't open the options menu.
Hello? Anybody there?
Oh, okay, I'm just climbing the wall.
Oh, hey, it's you! Look what happened to the ship!
Her portrait talking in the corner is very disturbing.
We have to do something! It's not safe here! This way!
Yeah, if it makes me super OP, then I don't want to use it. I kind of want to experience the game, not be like carried through it, you know? Same reason I like doing synced content in Final Fantasy 14. I don't want it to be just handed to me on silver platter. Okay, Dolphin.
We need to get out of here. I've got an idea. This way.
Whoa.
Watch yourself.
I'm trying. What a weird climbing animation. It makes Kratos from God of War look like an acrobat. What is this climbing animation?
Hurry!
I gapped you. You don't need to tell me to hurry. Ow. Doesn't make you invincible? Ah.
Oh, wow. Wyverns. Ugh. I didn't think my first encounter would be filled with so much pecking. Shoo! Shoo! This way! No. The ground's moving again.
Oh, just for the crafting aspect. Yeah, I definitely don't want to use it. Crafting is literally the whole thing with the game.
We're on. I knew it.
I'm sorry, is this a big dragon thing?
Time to hitch a ride and get off this thing.
Hitch a ride?
Come on, let's go. Get a good running start, then jump.
Hey, where's my cat? I like this random girl too, but where's my cat? This is obscenely big. I didn't know we were fighting kaiju level monsters. Like, what the fuck? It's got like it's got a beard. Whoa.
The new world.
Yeah, I agree, Dolphin. It's very ugly. Is that a Rathalos in the background? Or is that me? I know what Rathalos is.
Huh? No.
Yeah, it's pissed. We're just hanging off it. It doesn't want us there. I'm losing everybody all the time. What's happening? I lost my cat. I lost the Resident Evil 7 girl. Oh no, she's there. Okay.
What's this?
I still can't open up a
Somebody
menu.
must have set up this camp.
Is dash toggle on and
Found
off?
this in the tent. It has a map in it. Well, part of one at least.
Have a good travel home, Dolphin. Jesus.
Looks like we're right around here. The Research Commission's base of operations is here. This is where our ship was supposed to dock.
Ah, well,
For now,
something
I
happened.
think it would be best if we make our way to base. The map should help us find our way.
It seems to be toggle on and off. Okay. Okay, that's roll. Is there a jump button? Even her to chug a bit again? I'll turn on the graphics when I can. Problem is I can't access a menu right now, sadly. It's weird. I've never had a problem with graphics before.
Look, the Research Commission's headquarters.
Ah.
Come on, let's get going.
All right, options. Click display. Nope.
According to the map, to get to HQ, we need to...
Am I going crazy? I don't see like a option to change the graphics in
These
game.
Aptonoths seem every bit as docile as the ones back home.
Ah, there we go. Do
It
mid?
looks like we need to go around. Something's up. The scout flies are gathering.
As soon as you change it to mid, it immediately stop.
Oh, mid helped? Okay, good. Alright, let me know if this is better, guys.
What a weird
Mid
plant.
armor is good for the first few ranks, allows you to experience the story and get used to the controls.
There's one over here, too.
And once you're used to the game, you
I
can
found the way
craft your own
back to
armor and
base.
optimize your build. Okay, I'll think about it then. Is there a jump button?
I had the scout flies memorize my scent earlier. If you lose sight of me, just follow the scout flies, and they'll lead you right to me.
Not having a jump button? Cringe.
Here!
Oh, you guys heard about the Dragon's Dogma 2 that's coming out? Oh, I'm gonna play the fuck out of that game when it comes out. Oh, it's framing again? What is going on?
We can push our way through these vines.
Is it like an anti-aliasing thing? I'll try anti-aliasing,
We can
because sometimes
push
that
our
does
way
help.
through these vines.
Oh, hello.
Whoa.
Hey, she's an A-list hunter. Don't do the whole, like, get behind me thing. Come on. Let her punch you in the face. Was it turning off helped? Good. Okay. Man, streaming is a hard job, guys. There's, like, technology you have to use.
Okay, easy there.
Don't pick a fight if you don't have a weapon. We need to hide. Come on, this way. Hurry!
Okay. Haha, and then where? Oh, wait, I'm...
Look for
Really?
some brush you can hide in.
Really?
Quietly.
Ugh. God. I'm hide.
Stay low in the brush to remain hidden.
I was hide. How dare you?
Look for some brush you can hide in.
Not that, apparently. Okay.
Hurry up and hide.
It's Assassin's Creed. They've forgotten about me.
Quietly.
Where'd he go?
Quietly.
Is it not safe yet?
Okay,
Okay, there we
coast
go.
is clear. Let's get going while we still can.
Yo, guys, I got an achievement for that. Oh, I imagine that's like, what, a 0.1% of people who played the game get that? World is good to make you feel like an actual hunter. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys encouraged me to do this.
Nothing can stop us.
Really? I need to watch the screen for a second. Does the sway bring down the frames?
Wait, there's something here.
It doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm gonna have to, like, make sure I'm not glitching out too much.
What is this track? There's more over there.
Did I just
Let's check it
sniff
out.
it? Did I just pick it up and sniff it? It's one of the better Monster Hunters? Sweet. This Assassin's Creed, you forgot about me. Yep. Oh my god. I actually played the original Assassin's Creed in one session. Oh my god. Sniff feet? No. Oh, is this like the mama version of the ones we just hid from? The thing is, one of those monsters that takes a really, really slow time to
Don't
attack.
mind me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Was that Matt Mercer?
This way, hurry.
Yep, that's Matt Mercer, 100%.
Move.
Oh, you don't have to use paintball to track monster? Thank God. Now you just sniff its feet.
Move.
But back to what I was saying. Back when I played Assassin's Creed, I had to
Not good.
play it
What are you waiting for? Get over here.
all in one session because I had one of the original white Xboxes that that had a memory pack and we didn't have one. So I couldn't save the game. Holy shit. Some monster on monster action.
Jump!
It is Matt Mercer, hell yeah. For some reason, I feel like a wooden gate wouldn't hold back a frickin' not T-Rex. Because it probably has a different name.
You all right?
Let's go.
Okay.
After a long sea voyage came to a harrowing end, Hunter and Handler braved the dense forest to come at long last to the Research Commission headquarters. Asteria, maybe? I didn't get to read it.
Wow.
Amazing, ain't it? Just look at this gate. It's like nature meant for us to build a Astera right here.
Astera. Gotcha.
Astera. I like it.
Yeah, there was debate in the chat about which one I should get, but we settled on World for now. I can always try Rise later when it goes on sale. Seems to be going well on the stream. Good. Yeah, no chugging. Hell yeah.
Okay, set him down here. Take it nice.
I need to tape up your shoulder.
Hey, they survived.
You guys made it.
Be right back.
How did you guys make it?
You're alive.
Had it rough, huh? When we couldn't find you two, we were starting to sweat bullets.
You scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand.
Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
I almost expected him to go, smell you later. It seems like that kind of character.
Our trade yard. I guess the name says it all.
It's a pretty telling name.
Look at all the people. The stuff.
This is the buy-sell place,
right?
where we buy and sell things.
We've got it all here. We've got hunters to do all the exploring, scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going. This place is the beating heart of the Commission. Wait here a sec. Commander, I found him.
He's shiny. He's very shiny.
Welcome to Astera.
Maybe I should turn the brightness down a bit. Oh, he's done voicing. Welcome to Astera. I'm glad you made it. Somehow, I knew you would. When you've been in command as long as I have, you start to learn who's capable and who isn't. Now, as much as I'd like to get you up to speed, I'm being pulled in about 8 different directions at once. We'll cover the important matters at Council, which will be convening once things settle down. I expect you two to be there, of course.
Your reputations precede you.
That's not what you said. The Guild spoke highly of you as individuals. Think what you can do as a team. Before I forget, your furry friend was looking for you. Poor thing washed up not too long ago. Its fursuit was very heavy to swim in. Go ahead and have a look around Astera. A horn will sound when it's time for Council.
Well, off you go.
Okay, I'll give you the grand tour. Let's start by looking for your Palico.
Hey, man, I would, but
This
stream was
is our
supposed to end
stockpile.
3 minutes ago.
They carry most of the basic necessities.
You should drop by later to see what they have.
So I do it, is it like a save and quit? Or, okay, save, there we go. Alright, well, we made our character. I'm not sure when we're gonna
Next is the smithy.
go about
It's
and
this way.
do the actually playing of the game. Definitely sometime this week, because I want to actually play Monster Hunter with y'all. But yeah, that was the stream, guys. Thank you for hanging out. A wild session of Final Fantasy. I mean, the shock of seeing the Exarch be G'rahatia, I couldn't handle it. It was too wild. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll be streaming again possibly tomorrow. Keep a look on the Discord just to check. And until then, I'll see you. Goodbye.